How are you doing? Episode 41.
Yikes.
We probably should have said something about episode 40.
We didn't?
I don't think we did. I don't remember saying anything or even making note of it.
Yeah.
But 40 is a pretty big deal, right? Like that's a lot of episodes to do of a thing very few people give a shits about.
I know. I feel like we're talking to ourselves a little, but it's all right, though.
Well, we're definitely not talking to ourselves.
Well,
for sure.
Yeah.
But we're also not talking to like a stadium.
Yeah. Like how annoying are we, though?
I don't think we're annoying at all.
All right. Well, I'm going to come up with a scale of how annoying we are.
On a scale of, what's the one you came up with earlier?
Oh, no, that one, that's for a different episode.
Oh, that's for a different thing. Anyways, I don't think we're annoying. I hope we're not annoying. I might be annoying with my nasally, raspy voice. I said something the other day and it sounded exactly like Jennifer Coolidge. But I can't figure out what it was. For me, sometimes impressions have an intro, like a keyword that I can say.
Yes.
And then I get into the accent or whatever, like Irish Catholic, you just say Felicity and then you get into it. Right. But there are other, like for like Patrick Stewart, well, not Patrick Stewart, but like Picard, you just go, make it so, right? Yeah. Like these are bad. These don't sound good.
No, but in the moment they make more sense than out of context.
But you just say something that kicks you off into it, right? But I can't figure out what it was that I said that made me sound like Jennifer Coolidge, and it's bothering me because that's a fun one to do. Anyways, it's like, Patrick Warburton, you go, get the poison for Cusco, right? Like if you say that, then you kind of go into it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, they're all bad impressions. I know that they're not good. I'm not going around going, hey guys, I should make a living doing this. But,
no, but they're funny.
Yeah.
In the moment.
They can be funny in the moment. Because if it's just close enough.
Yeah.
That somebody goes, oh yeah, Patrick Warburton, pretty cool, buddy. Like if it's just close enough, that's all you need for comedy. It doesn't have to be perfect. Perfect is for like the birds.
The birds. The birds.
Anyways, how have you been this week?
I don't know. It's crazy. It's been rainy. It's been rainy all week, which is kind of good, but not kind of good because I got yard works that need to be done. Yeah. And I can't do it when all the grass is
I don't really like the rain. Like I remember growing up in California, Northern California, I guess Sonoma is now part of the Bay Area. When I was a kid, it wasn't part of the Bay Area. Yeah. Right. But now it is considered part of the Bay Area, I guess. Mm-hmm. I guess that's what happens when things grow. But when I grew up there, it wasn't the Bay Area. But it would rain and I would love it because it'd be crisp and the air would be like bright. Yeah. And, you would have like just this cold rain hitting you. And I loved it. And the same thing was true in Seattle and in Oregon when it would rain. But the rain here in the South.
And in Arizona.
And also in Arizona.
When the monsoons come in, it's
worst thing.
Like, ugh.
It's the worst thing.
Here, it's like breathing a swamp.
Yeah. When it starts to rain here, I go, oh nothing. God, we're all about to die.
The windows,
impending doom.
The windows fog up.
Yeah. It's muggy.
It's muggy. It's a swamp.
Yeah. It's swampy here.
It feels very swampy.
But I was like, Pacific Northwest rain, I'm all for.
Yeah.
I know they're not getting a lot of that right now. Hope everybody's okay up there. But yeah, it's just not, I don't like the rain anymore. Yeah. Ever since we moved to Tennessee, I'm like,
boo for that.
Sometimes it's okay, but that's rare. That's a rarity. The majority of the time, rain is bad here. So, and it also rains more here than it actually rains in Seattle. Like physically more water comes out of the sky here. It just doesn't do it all the time like it does in Seattle.
Yeah, it just gushes.
Yeah. They're flooding in Nashville again. Did you see that?
No, I don't. I'm at a point right now where I just can't take any more of it. Yeah. And that means everything. And I know that's putting blinders on and it's a place of...
Well, but you need to take breaks.
Yeah, for
mental health, you have to.
I have too much of a...
Yeah. It's overload.
Yeah. I care too much about things and people and animals. And so... When you say like forest fire, right? Well, people can it's devastating. People lose their homes and their whole entire lives, right? But you can leave.
Yeah.
Right? You can evacuate most of the time. But animals, like, that is their home. They have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And so
it's really bad.
I just can't take anymore with the whole kids going back to school, and now there's more kids in hospitals than ever before.
Well, I was going to tell you a joke about the flooding, but
no, because we were there on that street. That
not a joke about the flooding, about the governor's response to the flooding.
Oh,
he was telling people about safety issues, and on Facebook, people were like, "Well, I guess if." Like they were saying all kinds of
rights and stuff. Right?
Yeah, don't tell me to stay out of the water. It was like so good. It was so good.
That is very good.
That's another way to deal with that, right? That overload is to push back and be like, no, fuck you.
Right.
Right.
And I know I'm not the only one struggling with it.
No. I'm struggling. Everyone's struggling with it.
I'm trying not to go on the internet because it's just too much for me right now.
Yeah. I need to get really overwhelming.
I need to do the 6 foot. I need to do my 6 foot right now and keep me and everyone under this roof good right now.
I think it's very...
I'm having a hard time with it.
I'm sorry. I do think it's a very important thing to be okay with turning off the internet, right? And saying, like, even just like parts of it, like, oh, I don't want to deal with Twitter for a month.
Yeah.
I'm just going to deactivate my account. Maybe we'll go back to it. Maybe I won't. Right. Mm-hmm. But just being able to say, oh, I'm not going to miss anything if I don't go on there other than the garbage, the doom scrolling. Right. Mm-hmm. So I think that's important. And it's an important part of, I think, responsible internet use is to know when to say, okay, no more internet for today.
Yeah.
I still have to be on the internet 8-9 hours a day because of my job.
Yeah.
But I don't have to be on the bad shit. I don't have to be on the Twitters and stuff.
I feel guilty too because there is something to be said about being witness to certain things.
Sure, but there's only so much you can take before it breaks you. So you do have to take breaks.
There's absolutely nothing I can do.
No, a lot of times, no.
For the mask mandates and for all the kids having to go to school, having to go to public school, and for the animals struggling with the wildfires and the people struggling with the wildfires and and then flooding and then the earthquake in Haiti. And it's just like, I can't do any of that.
Yep.
And I want to do nothing but help and I cannot. And so it's very helpless feeling.
Yeah.
So I just bring it in and I'm like, okay, I'm okay. My young ones are okay. My older ones are okay,
Yeah. What can you do locally, not globally?
Yeah. I can't do it.
Because sometimes it's just not possible, right?
Yeah. So I've been struggling with that for the past few weeks on top of everything else that's going on in my head. But there's a full moon tonight, so...
Well, that's going to be nice.
I'm pretty happy about that part of it.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
No, you don't dance with the devil. God, who does...
In the pale moonlight?
No, who does that?
The Joker?
Yeah, I don't know.
In 1989's Batman?
I wouldn't do that if I were you. That seems unsafe. Like right away.
So this week I decided that I was going to tackle the problem of my office now that we've gotten a lot of the excess out of here because of the auction. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, now I have a little bit more space. I can move my desk, rearrange, rewire everything.
Mm-hmm. Now that you got that new, the
trip light, the new trip light,
the top of the line,
2,800 joules, baby. More joules means more protection. Now that I have that, so I did that. I got that done. I got my desk organized and I got the podcasting area organized. Mm-hmm. I'm still working through getting the board game stuff. That's a longer process. There's still some games. Yeah. I started a new auction to get the stuff that didn't sell, plus a couple of more things that we've determined aren't staying. Mm-hmm. I've created a list of other games we want to play to determine whether they need to stay or not. Yeah. If a game isn't on that list, I already know I want to keep it, or I'm 90% sure I want to keep it. But after we get through that list, then I'll go and do another pass and we'll just keep going until we've got it where we want it.
One step at a time.
I finally hung up some long-standing art pieces behind
because you got a new commissioned piece
yes.
by Sitara.
Yes.
And she is amazing because it's beautiful. Even though it's kind of a weird picture of you, it's still amazing.
Well, that's why I wanted that picture.
I'll post it on our Instagram this coming week, but it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
I don't think we mentioned Sitara before. Sitara is a UX UI designer who I started mentoring last year when she was attending Thinkful Bootcamp. And after Thinkful ended for her and I decided to leave Thinkful and not continue there, she asked me if I would continue mentoring her. And so now I meet with her. It used to be twice a week when she was at Thinkful, and now it's just once every 2 weeks. But she had mentioned to me at one point that she really liked to do painting, and she showed me a couple paintings and I was like, oh, those are great. Those are really great paintings. Will you paint something for me?
Yeah.
And I goes, do you take commissions? And she's like, oh yeah, I could definitely do that. I go, I would love to support your freelance endeavor.
Yeah.
Let me buy a painting of myself.
Yeah, I failed to mention that. It is a portrait of you and a picture of you with a very curly mustache situation going on.
It's the double mustache.
And you're doing the eyebrow thing, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah,
So
and
you hung it behind your desk so that when you're on work calls, work Zoom calls or whatever you call them, your portrait will be behind you. Which I think is so classically you.
It's totally my sense of humor. And I told everybody, I even told Sitara, so I'm going to hang this behind me. I think it's very important. But once I hung it up, I realized that the rest of that wall is kind of barren.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to hang up other stuff. And I have this skateboard that I bought from my
skateboard
deck. Yeah. That's got a custom painting on it that I bought from my friend Luke Dorney, who's creating those under the name Cream Label, and he did a really cool one that's like Celtic knots.
Yeah.
But it's all skateboard parts tied into Celtic knots.
Yeah.
And it's really, really cool. So I hung that next to it, and then I have a couple of other pieces of art that I've gotten from friends, or like you gave me the octopus on a dictionary page. But I just think those look really great.
Yeah.
I just need one more piece to hang on the other side of the portrait.
And I think we just found it, right? It's the other deck.
Oh yeah,
that
another
Luke
deck
did.
another deck that Luke's doing. Yeah, I'm just really tickled pink now because now when I get onto meeting calls, which I have to do as part of my job,
There's a little bit more personality back there.
There's going to be some more personality back there.
Yeah.
And the way that I rearrange my desk is it perfectly fits where my head kind of fits in the space between the stuff, and so you can just see it all around me.
Yeah. But it's you.
Yeah.
it's a picture of you.
It's still me. It feels like a nice set now, like a set to be on. And I also made it so that the camera's pointing more towards the Lego cabinet that's also behind my desk, so you can see some of my Lego collection.
A lot more personality.
Yeah, I think that's important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to be around other people in person to get your personality across.
Yeah.
So the coolest thing to do was to, your art space, your space behind you.
And I hung that painting the day it arrived.
Yeah,
because I had a meeting that day.
It took you 25 minutes to open that thing. She had wrapped it so well.
Yeah.
But it took you forever to open it, and you were on a mission, and you had a knife, and there was packaging everywhere, and I'm like, what is that? And then you immediately were like, where are the things? Where's the hammer? Where's this? Where's that?
Yep. And I hung it up immediately because I had a meeting, and I got on that meeting and I turned my camera on and I didn't say anything. I didn't point it out. I didn't say a word, and I don't know if people noticed or not. I'm sure some people noticed, but nobody said anything about it.
Oh no.
And here's the thing. It's a picture it's a painting based on a self-portrait from 2011. When I grew my mustache so long that I was able to put it into two separate curls on either side.
It's great.
And I was playing around with camera flashes and stuff. And so my face is really washed out, but the mustache just stands out.
Yeah. And it was still red back then.
Yeah, it was still red in 2011. Yeah. So I don't look like that painting anymore. So maybe people just think it's a painting of some other person or something, which it tickles me even more to think that people think I've just got a painting of some like outlaw cowboy or something on my wall.
It's very cool.
Yeah, it's a rad painting. I'm super stoked that I bought it. So anyways, that's what I've been doing this week, trying to get like just kind of get into the groove at my job and stuff. And I think this whole rearranging of the desk and office space is giving me some more like, you know, good vibes, good energy, makes me feel more like present instead of distracted.
Well, it's inspiring me because I'm doing the same with my office for when homework starts next week. Is it next week? Oh, it's probably the week after this coming week.
Yeah. It's a lot of distractions is all, you know?
Yeah. So I'm trying to get my office space to work more efficiently for me.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
I like the way yours is coming along as well. All right. Well, are you ready to get into this topic?
Let's do that.
Let's get into this topic. All right, here we go. Going into the topic now. Okay. All right. Let's get into this here topic.
Okay.
This is a little game that I wanted to play. It's from a little app called The And. This is not sponsored. I just found it, thought it would be a good conversation starter for the podcast.
Oh, cool.
So there are 6 questions. This one's called Short and Sweet. It's just a little conversation to have.
Okay.
I will ask the questions and we'll both answer them.
Okay.
Not at the same time. We'll take turns answering
separately.
them.
Take turns.
It's not going to be like, here's the question, 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. Okay. What is the funniest thing about our friendship?
Oh boy, me first.
Yes.
The funniest thing about our friendship?
Yeah.
Is it even Is it we can laugh at almost anything. Just by the way you describe something or the way you're saying it or something. It's always
the way I talk.
It's even better if like we're kind of irritated with other things or with each other.
Yeah.
It's still funny the way you describe things and the way you say stuff.
Well, that's my answer too. But
really?
For you, yeah, because you crack me up all the time.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you go, is this funny on a scale of? And I'm like, oh, yes, that is hilarious. Yeah, no, I think that, I would say that we have a lot of laughter.
Yeah.
In our relationship. Mm-hmm. A lot of joking around, right?
Yeah.
Like even if you really pissed at me, like I can say something slightly inappropriate or off topic. And if I just do it in just the right way, you'll giggle and then we can get back into like being friends again.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And vice versa. Yeah. Right? Like when you accidentally, clack me in the balls and I'm like, oh God, no. And then you go, and then you do like some sort of like joke. And then I can't help but it's hard to stay mad at each other.
Yeah.
I think the longest we've ever stayed mad at each other is like what? 3 days, like a record for us, 3 days. And even then it's maybe. Like, are you still mad? Because your lunch is ready, right? Like that kind of thing.
Lunch
is the funniest thing?
No, but it's like, it's usually one word answers to each other, but it's still, we can still laugh about something funny the kids are doing or something funny the kids are saying. And
I don't know. I go back and forth about like, we got drilled into our heads a lot when we were kids from Disney that, fairy tale, right? Like everybody has to be perfect. And I don't think people are perfect and we can't be perfect. No. And I don't think that any relationship can be perfect, right? Can it be 98% of the time it's great and then like 2% of the time it's fucking suck ass? Yeah. Yeah. That's probably more like it's going to happen, right?
And that's probably even above average.
Do you think more people it's like 50-50?
Or like, 70-30?
Oh, yeah.
I
mean, 25 years together, it's...
Oh, God. It's almost like 25. It's not 25 yet.
Okay, but I feel like it gets easier. I feel like in the beginning it was much harder.
Yeah. Yeah, because like now I think we have the vocabulary and the knowledge of the reasoning behind certain things and triggers that sets us off when we go, or at least for me, I go, why did I just react like that? That's because of this, and this. It has nothing to do with him. Yeah. But I just kind of freaked out for a second on him.
Yeah, most of the time.
It's not cool.
Yeah, most of the time that I get angry about something, it's had nothing to do with you.
Yeah, it was just.
And I know that's not great, but it's like.
No, but when you work from home, live together, have been together for almost 25 years, there's going to be a point where you're going to get irritated. And yeah, you're right. The whole Disney happily ever after thing is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's way too high of an expectation, because if you go in expecting that, which
a lot of people do.
I don't know that I did. I thought, oh my God, the only reason I'm thinking that this is going to be good is because it's going to be good, right? Because I was, as a kid, I was like, there's no way this can ever be okay.
Yeah.
But then I met you and I'm like, I'm going to have every single one of his babies. And, it's going to be him and me forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
And then, that's just insane. Like, my brain wasn't even done growing, and I was just like forever and ever and ever, and oh my God, and
that's why
hearts and flowers, and it was just so annoying.
That's why, because I slipped in when your brain was still developing. I slipped into your psyche, and I became a part of your brain when it was still developing.
Gross.
It's not gross.
Vernacular. That's gross.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But
I like to think though that we've grown together instead of grown apart.
Absolutely. Like if we're doing a tree analogy, we've grown towards each other, at least,
Yeah, we're each other's sons.
Yeah. And we've grown up together, really.
Yep.
And that's how I've seen it. It's because we were kind of in the same place, mentally and almost physically at the same time. And so, we've grown towards each other, which, with all the stupid shit in the beginning or in the middle or even yesterday or the day before, it all is little stuff. It's little things that I'm just like, oh, I can't take another thing right now. And then enter you and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I think all things are just that, right? Like, I don't know, there are really big, shitty shit to worry about in the world, but you and I day to day, like the stuff that gets under our skin is tiny shit. It's like not, and it's because, some, trigger or some other thing has caused us to already be in a bad mood. And then just a small little thing tips it over.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 2.
2?
It's not. It's 2. Yeah. Droit is, I don't know what language that is.
I think you're speaking French.
No, isn't it do or?
Yeah, that's do for 2. Yeah.
In French, right? Trois is 3.
Yes, 3. Yes.
And I combined them. No, I combined them. I said droit.
Oh, okay. Well, I messed up patisserie, so we're even. Go ahead.
Okay. Patisserie.
I looked it up because.
Is it okay?
It's patisserie.
But
I'm stupid American. I got nothing.
The way I pronounce it, though, it sounds like rotisserie.
Right. But no, it's not. It's not right, yo.
Number 2, what's one moment you'll never let me live down?
Oh, boy. Oh, okay. So I don't know if I don't think we were in an argument really, but I was like, we were just talking and I was just like, you know what? We're supposed to be together forever. And you're like, forever doesn't exist.
Oh no.
And I'm like, ouch.
I know you hit me with that in my existential crisis phase of my life.
I think, it was like it's your landslide year or something.
I was being a real nihilist. Nihilist. I was being a nihilist. And it's like, nothing matters. There's no such thing as forever, babe.
Yeah, I was like, oh my, I didn't buy into the romantic happily ever after bullshit. But then once I was in it, I was like, oh, well, this is what everyone's talking about. And it has to be forever and ever. And then you're just like, forever doesn't exist. And I'm like,
but you know that I didn't mean that in terms of our romantic relationship. I just meant that in terms of...
Nope. I took it as a blanket statement for everything.
Oh.
And I was just like, okay, all right,
I'm sorry.
cool.
You still bring that up all the time.
That's what the question is.
But I've changed my mind on that over time as I've grown older and become more knowing of what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And, I've gone through phases.
I know.
And that was one of them, but that you still bring up.
Okay, now you go.
So when we first
were
working together.
Say the pie incident, I swear.
The pie incident.
Oh my God.
We were working at KFC.
This better be accurate.
And I was trudging some chicken, getting it ready.
Dredging, not trudging.
I heard it both ways. No. And I was facing the station I was at was facing the walk-in, the freezer. And I was doing the chicken, and you came out with you were holding a pie, and it must have been like a cream pie of some... It was a rectangle
peanut butter pie.
The big buffet pans.
Yes.
And it had whipped cream on top, so it had to have been like a cream pie of some sort, not a fruit pie. Uh-huh. And you come out, and you look at me, and you go, you brighten up, you smile, and you're like, hi. And then you trip with the pie.
Yes. And now every event that you're going to say after this is false.
And you stumbled a little bit.
Wrong.
And got the pie went like this. You dropped the pie on the ground, and then you went outside because you were embarrassed because you stumbled on the threshold of the walk-in.
Okay, well, this one's accurate.
I followed you outside.
Now,
I just think it's funny and cute that you were so distracted by me that you tripped over yourself and dropped a pie and went outside because you were embarrassed.
The detail that you have teased me about and that you keep forgetting is that because of the cream pie and the whipped cream that was on top of it, when it dropped flat.
Yeah.
So all that whipped cream went flying.
Yeah.
And it went all over, not all over, but it splattered on my uniform and it splattered on my hat.
Right.
And in my very, very dramatic embarrassment, humiliation, I ripped off my hat and I threw it.
Right.
Well, you've been telling the kids for the last 20 something years now, you've been telling them that I fell face first into the pie, which no.
Yeah. You tripped full on. You went down with the pie and your eyes got really big.
No.
The pie hit the ground first. Then your face went into the pie. The brim of your hat right outside the pan hit the floor and popped off your head.
No.
Then you looked up like Mrs. Doubtfire and went, oh, no. And then you ran outside.
No, I fell to my knee because I had only tripped one foot and then the pie went.
But my story's funner.
Okay, but it's so inaccurate that it's just frustrating at this point.
All right.
Because I was humiliated.
Well, I didn't make fun of you about it in the moment, so that's all that matters.
But no, just for the last couple of decades or so.
It's a fun story to tell. Okay. Question number 3. What part of my personality has rubbed off on you the most, and how do you feel about it?
Oh my goodness. These are hard. These are difficult.
Well, yeah, because they put you on the spot, and you're not a put on the spot kind of lady.
No. I don't know. Oh, okay. All right. So, I mean, I've been with you forever. So, I mean, not forever, I guess, but for a long time. We've been together for a long time.
Yep.
And I always had like certain opinions about other I was very judgy. And especially about sexual things, like, oh my God, that's disgusting, or oh my God, that person's disgusting. But hearing your side of it and hearing but like, what about this, or what about that, or what about this? I've learned to like, oh, okay, sex work is work. It's a thing, and I don't have to do it. If it's like, with gay marriage, right? If you don't like gay marriage, then don't get gay married. It's like, if you don't like sex work, then don't become a sex worker. But other people do. Yeah. And that's none of my business. And so things...
And it's not a bad thing.
No, and it's not a bad thing. And, I used to be like, drugs are bad. And then I changed my position on that too. And I feel better about having those opinions now.
So some of my more liberal leanings have rubbed off on you a little bit.
I think it's that California coolness that you used to be, maybe not so much anymore because time and life and whatever, but you used to be just so laid back and be like, whatever happens is whatever happens. It's cool.
Yeah. I've been away from California too long.
I think maybe, but you used to wear shorts in the middle of winter and you just be like, it's cool, whatever. Whatever you want to do is fine. Just cool. Yeah. And so I really liked that about you. And I hope that I feel like those kind of open-minded things have rubbed off on me. And I feel good about those things. I feel good not having so many opinions on other people's
business
choices.
Yeah.
Period.
I feel like I'm still pretty laid back, but I do have things that trigger annoyance. And as I get older, I just get grumpier because I'm like, my eyes are opening more and more to like all the bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, sex work is work. I've always believed that. I've never had any sort of, issues with that as a line of employment. And in fact, I, respect people who do that for work because that's a tough fucking job.
I bet.
And nowadays it's got to be even worse with the internet being part of it, So I've never really had a problem with that. And I think it is a thing, like you were saying, it's where you have to look beyond the thing that you disagree with.
Yeah.
And see, there's a human being over there just trying to get by.
Making the same,
right.
Making choices that will hopefully be in their best interest based on their own things that they've gone through.
Yep.
But I was raised closed-minded.
Yeah.
So that's how I was as a young person. And I also just said shit. And I probably should have just kept my mouth shut more.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's a difference between not wanting to do a specific sex act and then judging other people for wanting to do it.
No,
right?
I never did it publicly.
Differences, right?
Or to a person ever.
No, you've never done that.
So in that way, I did keep my mouth shut, but I had certain opinions that you knew about, and you're like, what do you think about this, that? So now I see the person before I see anything that they do or say.
Awesome. That's growth.
Yeah, I feel like it is.
Yeah. So for me, what part of your personality has rubbed off on me the most, and how do I feel about it?
Here we go.
I think that the animal thing, the caring so much about animals, and veganism as a ethical standpoint and all of those things, I've never really considered, because society raises us that animals aren't important, right?
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want to them because they're not real. Mm-hmm. And I had pets all growing up, but they were pets. We owned them, right? Like it was. So that whole attitude was a tough swap for me, right? But I've seen stuff. You've showed me stuff. I've seen stuff on my own that makes me go, well, fuck. We are really fucking abusive to these animals, and so that. I feel really good about it because I don't want to participate in that at all. I don't want to participate in, abusing animals and stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like that's really, it's not something I wasn't open about. Like I wasn't like, oh, vegans are stupid.
Right.
It was more like,
never even
I don't
thought
see
of
the
it.
big deal.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And now I'm really proud of you because now like you'll stop in the road for like a turtle to cross. And the first couple of times that you were with me when I was rescuing things off the road, or even if they were already passed away, and we would move them off the road, and I'd make you stop, and I'd use a plastic bag and move them and stuff, and you're like, why do we need? And I'm like, because that's someone laying there. Yeah. And you're like, oh, I didn't think of it like that. And so I am really proud of you. Because we've saved a lot of animals together now, you and
me. we have.
Between birds hitting our window or a salamander trying to cross the road or a turtle. How many turtles have we saved crossing roads now?
There's a lot of turtles down here.
Yeah.
A lot of turtles in Tennessee.
It's really, I like that. Yeah. That's a good answer.
Awesome. All right. Number 4. If my mind had a waiting room, what music would be playing?
Oh no. Just things that you write in your, like just off the top of your head. What's the one?
My invented songs?
Yeah. Last night you were singing something and then you went into the bathroom and started singing it louder. And then kid number 4 and I, we ran out of the bathroom to make it seem like you were just singing it to yourself. You're like, where has my red balloon gone? And we're just like, what's happening? And so we ran out of the bathroom and then you're like, where did everybody go? And then you asked her later, you're like, where did my red balloon go? And she's all, oh yeah, I flushed it down the toilet because it looked like a big poop. It was just, she is very much just in her own little world, just like you. But you sing these weird off the wall. We haven't had balloons in this house.
Well, it wasn't a balloon. It wasn't about balloons.
It was a red balloon. Why were you singing about a red balloon?
I wasn't. I was singing about my kite.
Nuh-uh.
Yes. I was like,
So I got it all wrong.
Has anybody seen my kite?
Kite. Oh.
I tied a key to the string for electricity. Because I was writing Franklin, the follow-up, the spiritual successor to Hamilton.
Oh, no. Well, whatever. You were
least
singing.
in my head, I was doing that.
Singing to yourself.
I was singing to myself. So you think just the songs I make up?
It would just be
like glamorous portraits hanging on the wall.
It would be nonsensical, just random objects and things.
I wish I could sing so much better because I can write songs like the Dickens. I just can't perform them.
Dickens.
I just can't perform the damn things.
How old are you?
743 years old, Marty.
Like the Dickens.
So you're saying that the waiting room of my mind would just be melodies and choruses from songs unwritten.
Very they might
songs
be giants.
Unfinished.
Yeah. They might be giants. Just weird songs.
So you would either have a constant loop of Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks specifically songs. Or you would have like some sort of like, I don't even know what kind of music that was the other day, but it was like really angsty teen shit. And it was like guys like, I don't know what the song was, but he was like pissed about something. I'm super pissed about something. And
Super pissed about something.
So you would have that, or you'd have Stevie Nicks. You have really mellow, groovy music, or you would have just like, I'm super pissed about something. Can't even tell you how pissed I am. Right?
Okay, here's what happened. I was on TikTok just watching videos.
Oh, okay.
And all of a sudden there was an interview with Cillian Murphy.
Oh yeah.
Cillian Murphy. And he was like, they asked him, like, what's the thing from Peaky Blinders that you just can't get, like you can't stop doing? And he's like, the walk. Like, I can't stop doing the walk. Even my wife's like, stop doing the walk. And then it showed like a montage with this song behind it of him just walking places. And it looked like the coolest show ever, but now I can't find where to watch it. It's a song called Fed Up by Ghostmane.
Okay. See, that's
and it was just
very close.
It's just like fed up, fed up, fed up, fed up.
Oh.
And yes, I just taken a shower, so I couldn't use my earbuds, my AirPods. Because my ears was still wet, and so it kept making like a crackling noise. So I just started blasting it in the kitchen. I was like, I'm just pissed. So and then you come in, you're like, are you in puberty? What's going on here? And I was so offended.
Did I say in puberty?
Yes. Oh. And I was so offended that I turned it up as loud as I could go.
I remember that.
And I just was like, screw it. And I just listened to it on repeat for a little while.
Fed up.
It helped. And then I listened to, oh gosh, what's her name?
You don't remember what you listened to right after?
Janis Joplin. Sorry. And then I was listening to Janis Joplin, Piece of My Heart. I was like, yes, I probably am in puberty of some kind. I'm in a change of some kind.
It just felt like the most angsty music. Like, it just felt like the kind of music you listen to when you're just like, fuck my parents, man. Just fuck them all the way to hell.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if they come in here even one more time, I'm getting my backpack and I'm sneaking out. I'm running away from home. They can't stop me.
Yeah, too soon.
Okay. When do we have the most fun together, and how can we make more time for it?
Oh boy. I think doing this podcast is the most fun that we get to do, except for when an episode, I haven't prepared right, and I get flustered and I get upset, and then I just want to like cry.
You want to hide.
Yeah. I do. I want to hide, but then you're just like, come on, we can do it. And then we just kind of, you help me like switch gears, and then it gets better, but it is fun. I think.
But my come on, let's do it is more supportive and less pushy,
no,
right?
It's not pushy at all, but you're just like, it's going to be all right.
I'm not like, come on, do it. Just do it. I don't care. Stop crying and do it. Put on your big girl shoes and do it.
No, you don't do that. No.
I go, come on, I don't want this to be a bad thing for us.
Yeah. You're like,
you can do this.
We're supposed to have fun. If you're not having fun.
This is no big deal.
Yeah.
We can scrap it and start again. Hot Pocket.
Hot Pocket.
Yeah, I agree. That's my answer too.
Oh, good.
How can we make more time for it though?
Oh boy.
We've been trying like unsuccessfully to say, okay, we're going to record on this day and this day. But like, we just have to like get when we can because life, because we've got 4 kids and responsibilities. Like,
I don't know if
the bank keeps saying you got to give us money, buddy.
I don't know if you know this or not, but we've got jobs.
we've got jobs and we've got responsibilities. Like the bank's like, excuse me, sir, you have to give us some money right now. I don't have any. Oh, well, that's going to be a problem for you.
Exactly.
All right. This is the 6th and final question.
Okay, good.
And it's kind of the same as the last question. So,
oh man,
boo on this app. What should we do more of? I know what I'm going to say.
We should do more of. Let's see. We should do more of running in the rain.
Oh, you liked that.
The other day, I had just had enough, and it was a thunderstorm.
It was pouring.
It was pouring ass rain. We needed it, and it was just pouring rain, and it was thundering and lightning and all the thing. And I was just like, I had heard "I'm hungry" or "Can I have a snack?" one too many times.
Too many times. Yeah.
And then a couple more kids came into the room, and then you came into the room, and I was just like, I'm out of here. And I went and sat outside on the patio, and I was like, forget it. And I took off my socks and I went and I just ran into the rain. And you're like, can you come back in here? You're going to get hit by lightning, please.
No, I was sitting on the bed and I was looking at my phone and I see you, because we have a big picture window in the bedroom. I see you walking out to the back of the yard in the pouring rain with no shoes on. And I'm like, huh? So I go out there and it's thundering. It's like thundering and lightning, like close together bad, right? And we got a bunch of tall trees, so maybe nothing would happen. But I go, hey, what are you doing? Thunder. Thunder, you remember thunder? That's going to kill you. And you were like, huh? And
thunder
you like,
doesn't kill you, it's the lightning.
Yeah. And you started stomping back in, like mad about it. And I was like, you can run in it. Just be careful. Because my mind, and this is something I learned.
It's always worst case scenario.
Yeah. And that's a symptom of ADHD that I learned recently. I didn't know that my mind plays out scenarios that literally aren't possible.
I mean,
constantly about everything. And they are always worst case scenarios. Like, I'm in the bank and I'm right behind the guy who robs it. And now I've got to stop him somehow.
Oh, no.
It's my job. The duty falls to me because I was next in line to stop the robber. Right? Like those kinds of things all of the time. And my whole life I just thought, oh, I'm imaginative and creative. It's just because I'm supposed to be writing and I just don't. And so it gets stuck in there. But it's not. It's apparently a major symptom of ADHD.
Neurodivergent.
Yeah, but anyways. So so I tend to be like kind of a worrywart about safety for you and the kids and stuff. Yeah. And so I'll always be like, I don't know if we should try to walk down this cliff. It's very, very steep. I'll stay up here. Yeah. And maybe you guys stay up here too.
I know. And for you to get a partner who is more adventurous than safe, that's probably not a great thing.
Well, but then I just kind of came around to it, and then I just enjoyed watching you and Fred enjoy the rain.
Okay, because
I stopped worrying about the lightning, but I still was worried about the lightning a little bit. Because when Fred went out the second time, I was like, oh, now she's going to get struck by that for sure. And I'm going to have to go to the hospital and explain why both of the women in my life died of lightning. Like it just went it went whoop, right off the cliff. I should get help.
I'm sorry.
I should probably get help because it drives me.
All I know is that I was having a bad day and she seemed to be having a bad day. And I went, this is kind of helping me. And
I feel like it helps you a lot.
You just gave me like a big bear hug. And I was like, I don't want to be the person in there. Yeah. I want to be this person out here.
Yeah.
And which I feel like everyone goes through that to a degree, maybe not at 42, but everyone goes through that to a degree. And then you just put me in a big hug and kissed me. And I was like, okay, I want more of this. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe she'll come out there with me.
Yeah.
And she did. She ended up coming out there with me. And then
she was hesitant at first because it was like, she was like, I don't know about this. Is it going to get wet? I don't want to get wet very much. And then she wanted to have races. Yeah. So like it didn't take very long.
No.
You guys are peas in a pod.
She's pretty wild.
You guys are both wild.
I want to keep her wild. I don't want her to feel like me.
Well, then do that.
All right, good.
She
scares
has the benefit of you. It does scare me, but I'll get over it. It's not that I don't trust. That's the thing for me is it's not about like that I trust you're being safe. It's about like, what is the worst thing that could happen right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And it almost never has anything to do with your actual action. It has to do with me going to that nth degree of like, what could possibly go wrong right now?
Yeah.
And if it went wrong, what would happen to me? And like later on, what would I have to do? Like,
right. And
how long would I have to spend at the hospital? And like, I go through the whole thing.
Okay. I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
I get to the point of like, what should I pack if I have to go down to the hospital? Because I might have to be there for a few days while they recover in the burn unit. And so I'm going to need, it's crazy.
That's not good. That's not good.
No. But I've been dealing with that my entire life.
I hear you. And okay, and that's what I was telling you is that I've been scared of things and doing things my whole entire life.
Yeah.
It is not working for me.
Yeah.
I need to do something else. I need to be brave in those moments. And yeah, the lightning was kind of scary, but I was like, if I get hit, then it's purposeful and it's going to find me no matter where I stand. And I might as well do something that makes me brave and makes me feel more like me.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been a cool way to go out, right?
I'd like to change. I'd like to chase that moment for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Because the first half of my life has been very scary.
Yeah.
I don't like being scared.
Me neither.
I want to be brave.
Yeah. And this whole pandemic thing's not helping with any of that.
All right. So you answer the question now.
I just did.
All right.
Oh, what we should do more of?
Yeah.
I think that you and I specifically
Oh, boy.
should do a lot more board game playing.
Oh, okay. But the other day was cool, right? When I was like, it's your lunch break. Let's play a game.
Yeah, we played the game that you win at that I never can win at. Yeah, that was great. So fun.
That's
so
not what
fun for me.
That's not what I tried to do, though.
No, it was really fun. I like playing that game. I just suck at it. I'm just not good at it. But I played 2 different games with Cameron today. Both of us first time playing those 2 games, and he beat me in both of those games. So the dam is broke. I'm never gonna win another game. I'm on a losing streak. I'm on a big losing streak. I should not go gambling right now. That's for sure.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, this was fun, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we do this again sometime.
Okay.
I like just having a conversation with you, and having prompts is sometimes the hardest part, right? So like this is kind of a neat way to do it. All right. Well, I love you.
I love you too.
Why the sigh?
I don't know.
If you enjoyed this episode of the Lou and Me podcast, subscribe on iTunes, YouTube, or Spotify.
And follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Lou and Me Podcast.
Lou and Me is a Matthiasaurus production, produced and edited by Moose. The song is No Carpets by the New Forevers, hosted by Lou and me.
Thanks for listening.